What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode here. Today's episode is a big one. We have a reverse fixture against PSG. If you know how the Champions League group is currently going for us, well, it's very, very close. I'll show you it in a moment, but the last time we played against PSG at the Parc des Princes, it was a 1-1 draw, and we should have won that game. We were the miles better team, and the French club got incredibly lucky to even get a single point from it. Neymar popping up with the goods to stop us getting the 3 points in that one there. So, if I show you exactly how the group is shaping up before we go into game one of today's episode, it is very, very close, as you may or may not know if you've been following the series. But we are running the risk at the moment of potentially not qualifying out of our Champions League group, which would be a travesty, but at the same time, it's a very tight group as well. So that is how our group currently looks. PSG in 6 points. We're on 5, Celta Vigo on 5, and Celtic on 4. We still have to play PSG, and we still have to play Celta Vigo, but I can't call it. I have no idea how that group is going to finish, and whether or not we're even going to get out of it. If we finish third, of course, we will get Europa League football, but anything less than that could be quite bad. Just nice as well, Dominic Iorfa's out for 3 months, which is not ideal either. So, yeah. Might have to think about a quick replacement potentially for him, because I think we've only got Zivkovic as our backup right back currently. But he is out for 3 months, and with the January transfer window right around the corner, it comes, 2 months down the line? I might have to bring in another right back potentially if I've got the money, which I don't think I do yet. So that could be quite bad. But regardless, we're going to jump into today's episode, get into it, and see what's going to happen in it. So first up, it's an away trip towards Ellen Road to take on Leeds United. Of course, the city that I come from, Leeds, is it's going to be tough, this one. But this is the side I've had to go with. We've got a 4-3-3. The back four is Zivkovic, Tarkowski, Flint, and Gaia. Midfield three of Grujic, Shabola, and Evans. And, of course, the front three of Calvert-Lewin, Donis, and Reece Nelson. No El Ghazi today. He is a little bit unfit. And also, of course, no Concert or Oxford as of yet. We're still waiting to get them back. But Green is an 88 rated goalkeeper now, getting close to that 90 rated stage that we need him to get to tick off one of the boxes, or kind of tick off one of the boxes. I think we need 3 90 rated players in our team. Crew is what we set out for when we started this. But we'll show you the sliders as always, guys, when we go into game. And that is how it looks for, of course, the CPU slide. This is our side as per usual. Without further ado, let's jump into game one and pick up 3 points. Going to be difficult today for Leeds to try and stop the current league holders. And the current top spot as well in the league, may I add, for Alexander Nelson on the turn already, looking for 1-0. He's got to finish better than that. First chance of the game goes begging. How on earth has Reece Nelson got that one that wrong? We do have the top scorer of the competition so far, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin playing as well. I just don't know how Reece Nelson hasn't given us the lead there. Not a good finish from him. Zivkovic, Nelson, little one inside to our right back. He goes inside again to Marko Grujic, who on the turn has a bit of space here. No shooting opportunity opening as of yet. Gaia making a good run for him. Here is Jose Gaia. Gaia in towards the box. And there is the opener for us. It's come from our fullback. It had to be worked really well, actually, to be honest, from Grujic, who on the edge of the Leeds United penalty area turned and managed to feed it through to Gaia. And we have the lead here. I've got to say, though, Peacock Farrell, this is a really, really strange dive from the goalkeeper, because he dives outwards. I know he's gone to ground to try and win it past Gaia, and he squeezed it past him. But I feel like the keeper there had to kind of keep his, stature the way he was. Just come out and make yourself big. But at the end of the day, we lead by a goal to 0, and it is Jose Gaia with the finish. Calvert-Lewin winning it back, and that's the Leeds mistake again. This is where Calvert-Lewin is so good in winning the ball straight back, and his shot is goal bound, and it's in the back of the net. Leeds 0, Alexandra 2. It's the top scorer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, with a finish. I said he's dangerous in those types of areas, winning the ball back when you least expect it, because he's so quick as well. That when he closes you down, you need to be quick and you need to know what you're doing with the ball. Good turn as well on the edge of the area, but the finish is exquisite. Argument as well as to why Peacock Farrell is put off there. You can see number 25 does go across his field of view, and that might have been what put the Leeds goalkeeper off there. But still, 2-0 up, and we now surely are going to come away with the 3 points here. Shabola out to Gaia, who's got acres of space on this left. Can he get a good enough crossing towards the middle? Yes, he can, and Reece Nelson makes it 3. Get in the back of the net. Unlikely header of the ball. Reece Nelson, though, has given us the 3rd of the afternoon, and that now wraps it up with a minute left to play. No idea how on earth he has won this header at the back post, but Gaya's cross is inch perfect. Peacock Farrell can't come for it, and that is the reason that Nelson beats, I think it's Denton at the back post there, to get headers 3-0 in front. Oh, lovely touch, Reece Nelson. Get on it, though. He needs to... Why did he take the touch and then stop? Nevertheless, he's got it in towards Villa, whose cross is poor. But that should take us to the 90th minute. There it is. Get the victory in the first game of today's episode. We want to keep the momentum going. Of course, we do have to play PSG later on. So this is a good way to start. But we want to keep it moving and we want to keep it going. 3-0 up. And I think we actually had a goal as well from everyone in the side. Who scored our opener? Oh, Gaia, sorry. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we had a goal from our front three. What am I talking about, everyone in the side? I meant our front three. It wasn't. We got Calvert-Lewin and Reece Nelson on the score sheet. But unfortunately, no goal for Donis today. We did just have a couple of international friendlies with England, which we won both. One of them against Austria, the other one against Slovenia. Have just noticed as well, we play PSG in the midweek after we play against Swansea. So I think we're going to have to probably name a weaker side for Swansea, which potentially might make us lose. We'll see. Reece Oxford supposedly is back now, as you can see, returned from his injury. So apparently is Max Phillips. Nice to have them both back. I'm not sure if Phillips is going to be in the side as much as he was last season, of course. He had a good season last season, but I don't expect him to be in the side as much. We've got Miro Salonen here that I'm going to actually sign. Well, of course, from Finland. He's 6'3", which is why I looked at him potentially. See what the Nigerian scout has brought us back. See if there's anybody worth signing. Well, Moses, is it Yuba? I'm not sure. We'll sign him anyway. He looks very, very good. He's got decent potential. So has Ade Egbe here as well. I'll adjust the budget and sign him. Two very good players coming through there. We'll check those out in a moment. And finally, the English scout. We'll see if there's anybody worth signing here. Peter doesn't look too bad. I'm going to scout him further. Same with Oscar Robinson. So yeah, we'll scout both those guys a little bit further before we make our judgments. But let's take a look at the two that we actually signed there. Moses, who is 16 and can come straight into the side. He's 6'6". Wow. How can you be 6'6" and yet only have 44 heading accuracy? Not quite sure. But yeah, we also had... Who was the other one we just signed? That guy. Ade Egbe here as well. Again, Nigerian 5'7". Doesn't look too bad. 49 rated. And then we also had Miro Salonen, 6'3", 51 rated midfielder. Could come in pretty handy. He's 55 or 51. Sorry, overall. So he will need a little bit of training. But then again, so will most of these guys in the team. Next up is a visit against Swansea at home. I'm going to go ahead and sim this. We do have that PSG game a few days after this, so I don't want to risk any injuries. Gone with our strongest team, though, because, of course, the Premier League is still our priority as well. And we are only potentially maybe just going to get out of the group in the Champions League. So I'm not sure we're going to go on to win it, which is why I want to focus on our Premier League campaign. Nelson's given us the lead inside 30 minutes. They have a red card with Dyer. So a guy missing a penalty. Why is he taking our penalties? I don't understand it. They've equalised as well in the 67th minute. If we don't win this game now, then that's a travesty. We've drawn 1-1 with 10 men Swansea and Guy has missed a penalty. Why is he taking our penalties? Guys, please, if you know, let me know in the comments. How do I choose my penalty kick taker for when I sim games? Because right now, if I go into my main team and click roles, Jose Gaia is not on penalties. It's Donis. So why is Gaia taking them? Also, due to the fact of our long-term injury that we picked up with Dominic Iorfa, I've actually put Zivkovic on the training. So I want to get him up a few overalls so that when he comes in, and of course he's now our starting right back, he doesn't have too many problems in the side. But this is what we were waiting for today. PSG, one of the more important games we're going to play probably this season. Victory here and the right result in the Celta Vigo Celtic game might just put us 1 foot in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Going to change around the side slightly so we have our strongest people in it. I'm also going to bring back in Anwar El Ghazi. We'll move him up to that right wing spot. I'm going to actually bring off Reece Nelson. This one might be a little bit of a tough one. I'm going to bring in Baso Villar, and we'll have Nelson to bring off the pace for bring off the substitute, for an injection of pace should we need it. I'm also going to bring back Reece Oxford. He takes his place alongside James Tarkowski in our centre-back partnership that should be good. We also have Ezri Konsa back as well. I am so glad to have these guys back in the team as well. In terms of our bench, going to make way for Pritchard and bring back Gomez. And other than that, that is the final couple of changes I will make to this side. It's a strong team. It's a side that's probably going to give PSG quite a good run for their money. We got Shabola holding down the midfield. I think I'm instructed him as well. I haven't, but I'm going to instruct him to stay back while attacking for this one. Don't want to see any holes in our midfield. Let's get into game and see how we fare against PSG. So as always then, the sliders will remain the same for this trip, or the visit, sorry, of PSG. We are at home for this one, I forgot. We actually did play at the Parc des Princes, as you know, before. It's one of these nights in Europe that I'm sure not crew are relatively unused to. But we've played 4 games in the Champions League now, so we have had a few games to get warmed up. Our team is good, our keeper's good as well. We've got one solid goalkeeper. I'm a little bit worried about Zivkovic, though, because Neymar is probably going to be the man that lines up against him tonight. So we already had Iorfa get injured. I think if we are going to lose this one, it might be down to Zivkovic on that right-back spot. But hey, if there's a stage to prove himself and give a shout as to why he should be our starting right-back, there's no bigger one than taking on Neymar against PSG. So he's got a massive job on his hands tonight to try and keep him quiet. But if he wants that position to be his own, he's going to have to prove it here in this game. So massive night for Zivkovic, but not only that, massive night for us as well, because a defeat here could put our knockout round hopes of the Champions League to bed. We really have to try and at least give PSG a tough game tonight and go pound for pound with them. I'm intrigued to see this PSG lineup again. That is ours. If you missed it moments ago, we've got Oxford back in the team tonight. Not sure if I want to play Oxford and Tarkowski together, or if my stronger of the two is Concert and Tarkowski. I think Tarkowski does have to be in there. He has played pretty well since joining us here at Crew. But ultimately, it's going to be how good can we be going forward. That's what I think is going to win us the game tonight. I don't think we'll keep PSG quiet. I do think they'll score a goal, but I think we've got the capability to outscore them. Their back four isn't the strongest. They do have a decent kind of front three, though. But ultimately, I think we can exploit that back four, and I think we'll score goals. But that's going to be our aim, try and outscore our opponents. It is Neymar who will line up against the inexperienced, I guess you could say, Zivkovic tonight. But as the game gets underway, I'm confident in the boys. Come on, if we want to get through to this knockout round, we have to play against the best. And the best right now does include PSG. Shabola towards Villa now, and he gets on the run. Can he find a teammate immediately with his pass? Lovely ball to Calvert-Lewin. Grujic makes a great run straight through the back four of PSG. He's in the box here, Grujic, but nobody to aim for currently. Does well enough to keep hold of it. Finds Villa. Villa got El Ghazi. Free shot. It's Donis. It's not even El Ghazi, but we lead inside 8 minutes of this Champions League tie. Yes, what a start. We needed a goal like that to go in. Not sure, again, how on earth it's happened. And that's what I spoke about. PSG's back four don't look the best. I said we'd get goals, but it's can we keep their side quiet going forward and in our defending. Great play from Barco Villa, or Barso Villa, however you want to say it. We don't know how we say it because, of course, he doesn't exist. He's a pre-generated player. And he goes through the legs of the PSG goalkeeper. My word. But, the inclusion of Villa in place of Reiss Nelson has proved very good indeed, because he sets up the first goal of the afternoon tonight. Evening, should I say. Man, I can't get my words out. I can't believe we're leading already inside the first 10 minutes. Grujic towards Villa. Here we go again, looking for a number 2. Villa's pass up to El Ghazi, who keeps the ball pretty well. Finds Grujic. Grujic has got a pass out wide towards Calvert-Lewin, whose touch kind of lets him down, but we keep hold of it regardless. Lovely play. Barco Villa towards El Ghazi for 2. It's in! I don't believe this! And El Ghazi just puts his hand out and says, there you go. We lead by 2 in 15 minutes. We deserve to beat them at the Parc des Princes last time. Well, I tell you what, we are opening them up and smashing them in the first kind of 15 here. It's 2-0 to Crew. That's a travesty. How has the keeper not done better there with that one? Credit to El Ghazi, because the finish is decent, but you've got to do better. What a finish, though. Right in that corner where you want it to be. Yes! 2-0, 16 minutes played. What a start. Oh, it might be a reply here. Zivkovic does well enough in the first battle against Neymar, though. And just about deals with it. He is down, though. Oh, this is bad for us. If Zivkovic has to go off, that's another problem with our right back. And this could be really, really bad for us. We don't have another one in the club. Oh, dear, dear me. We might have to play Greg Lee at the right back spot. For now, though, he's going to have to go off. And Reiss Nelson, I guess, is our next best option, playing him at that right back spot. Not exactly ideal, is it? Because he doesn't have the greatest defensive stats, but it's going to have to be our makeshift right back against Neymar tonight. Well, wasn't expecting that, but I tell you what, if you're a Crew Alexandra fan, you can only dream of a night like this. Taking on PSG in the Champions League and leading by 2-0. It's incredible scenes, but I'm wondering if that might come back to hurt us now. Zivkovic off, due to injury, Reiss Nelson taking his place. He is a very attack-minded winger. Here goes Reiss Nelson actually talking about that. Immediately off the bench, and he might be able to set something up. It comes to Grujic, whose shot is well saved by the PSG goalkeeper. Oh, and Calvert-Lewin, what am I doing? I have no idea. But immediately off the bench, Nelson shows why he's so good for us going forward. The only thing that's questionable is can he defend? And that's good from Oxford. Did just enough to put off his man. It was Milic breaking, and we had to try and stop him. And Reiss Oxford probably should have been carded for it. Referee, though, gives him the benefit of the doubt. And honestly, I don't know why. What is that for a free kick from PSG? Interesting. It's kind of worked out, though, as Verratti comes forward. Finds Benedeschi, who sends in Milic. Has he beat his man? Yes, he has. Has he got the cross in? This is where Nelson might be in trouble. And Green has to pull off his first save of the night for us. I did say that I'm worried about Reiss Nelson at that right-back spot. Well, Neymar does win the header against him, and we did have to call upon Green to make the save to stop us going back to 2-1. Half-time whistle goes. We do lead at the break, 2-0 though. But it was that little bit of a moment there right at the end when Nelson was out-jumped by Neymar. The only other option I could do is to bring on Konsa and push Oxford out to that right-back spot. I think that's what I'm going to do. So Nelson can go into the midfield for Villa, and we'll bring on Ezri Konsa, our club captain, to come on in that, centre-back role. So Tarkowski and Konsa, and then Oxford at right-back. That's the way we're going to go with this one now. See if Oxford can fare any better against Neymar, just to make sure we do keep the Brazilian quiet tonight. Don't want to have him scoring a goal to bring PSG back into this. So Nelson in midfield, Oxford at right-back. Calvert-Lewin. Lovely play. Nice 1-2 as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin comes away with the ball. Has he got a good enough run on? No, not quite. He finds his teammate, though. Who is this? It is El Ghazi in towards the PSG penalty area. Still El Ghazi across the face of goal. How are we not 3-0 up? Jose Gaya has the miss of this. Oh, no. Oh, no. If we come back to draw this or lose this, then I will be so disappointed. I thought for sure that was it. That was 3-0. Calvert-Lewin is outstrength, but I know it's his weaker foot, but Gaya has to score. Shibola, Nelson, Donis, great turn. Nice, Nelson's in, and Nelson makes it 3. There we go. That should wrap this game up right now. We have torn PSG to shreds. Look at that fan there in the background. Head in hands, not knowing what on earth is happening as Nelson celebrates in front of the PSG fans. My goodness. Moments before that, we should have taken a third goal with Jose Gaya, but take nothing away from Nelson. That is a cool, composed finish as well when he got through. And what can be said? I said PSG's back four was going to be weak, and that seems to be the case here. Donis, El Ghazi turns, drives forward, still El Ghazi, and still El Ghazi, and still El Ghazi. Come towards Donis, it's number 4. We have smashed PSG. This is what we are about. We needed this good win. This should give us all the confidence as well heading forward into that knockout round, because that's surely where Crew Alexandra deserve to be playing. Over the 2 games we played against PSG, we have battered them, seriously. And if we do not get into this knockout round of this, Champions League, I'll feel so hard done by. Donis gets his second of the game. That's it. Game, set, and match. Might even look for number 5 here as Oxford is coming forward. Can we get number 5? Oxford's cross. Kinsella's in the middle. I don't believe this. We've hit 5 against PSG. We are running rampant in this Champions League tie. Oh my goodness me. What a performance from the boys. Just to top it off as well, Michael Kinsella came through the academy, has picked up a Champions League goal as well. Reiss Oxford, it's nice to have him back as on top of that. Oh my word, what a night this is. Is there time for a consolation? There is, unfortunately, we will not get the clean sheet. Gaya's out jumped to the back post by Bernardeschi, but that takes nothing away from tonight's performance. I would have liked the clean sheet, but, you know, we were kind of thinking that we wouldn't be able to keep them out. So I did say right at the start of this game that we will struggle to probably get the clean sheet, but I'm just slightly disappointed because Green's not put a foot wrong, and we haven't all afternoon, and unfortunately, we do concede. That is it after a magical night here in the Champions League, where Crew have battered the French giants PSG. We surely now have put ourselves within a foot of that knockout round. Oh man, I don't think we've played better than that in this entire series. That was truly brilliant. From every player on the pitch, they all played their part. Look at that. Honestly, 5 goals against PSG. We thoroughly deserve that. My only worry now is that injury to Zivkovic. What are we going to look like at the right back spot? Is he out long term? Or will we be able to have him back after a couple of games? Because we could always play Oxford there if we need to. Celtic losing to Celta Vigo does mean that all we've got to do is draw with them in the final game of the... I think it's draw. Let me check, actually. Now we know that. I'll be back in a sec when we get our group up. Okay, so that is how the group now looks. We're on 8, Celta Vigo on 8, and PSG on 6. We're guaranteed Europa League football because we can still finish 3rd. But we want to get through the Champions League. Celtic, unfortunately, cannot finish any higher now than that 3rd place. They do play PSG on the last game of the group stage, so they'll be able to fight it out for that 3rd place, whereas us and Celta Vigo will fight it out for 1st and 2nd. If we draw with Celta and Paris beat Celtic, I think we're still through because our head-to-head record against Paris is better than theirs against us. So I'm pretty sure all we need is a draw. If we lose, however, and PSG beat Celtic, we can only get 3rd. So we're within touching distance. We just need to get the job done, and we can get it done by beating or drawing with Celta Vigo in the final game of that one, which will be played next episode. So make sure you tune into that because it's going to be incredible, to say the least. Unfortunately, to add more insult to injury, Zivkovic is out for 2 months. So we probably will need to try and make something happen in the transfer window to maybe bring in a right back. I'm going to look through my squad actually and start maybe transfer listing some players that we probably aren't going to need anymore. But ultimately, we are going to need to make a couple of signings and potentially make one of them for defensive stature right back. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to be running a little bit of a risk right now. I should probably play this one. We're still undefeated, but I don't want to chase an invincible season. I don't think that we're probably going to get it. So I'm going to sim this one against Bournemouth. Our side is weaker than I would like, as you can see on the right-hand side. That is because we played moments ago against PSG. So nevertheless, let's get into it. They've won their last 3 games, taken on Arsenal and Manchester City as well here, Bournemouth. So they are doing pretty well for themselves. They're not going to be easy game to play against. And as I say that, we go a goal down. They've scored. But we do equalise. Anwar El Ghazi has put us back into this one. If we could get a draw here, I'd take it. So let's see what's going to happen in the second half. Newcastle currently beating Leeds. So they're winning in that one. Can we get at least the draw? Come on, boys. Hold on. The last 10 minutes to go now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. We get a 1-1 draw. It's good enough. I'll take it. Bournemouth, as I said, they've been on a good run recently. They're quite tough to play against, so that's a decent result. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end today's episode off. Next time out, we'll take on West Ham in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. We'll take on Spurs as well. And we will finally know what's going to happen in the Champions League when we take on Celta Vigo for the final game of the group stage. It's going to be an interesting episode next time out, so make sure you don't miss it. If you don't want to miss it, hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. If you are new around here, I don't know. If you are new around here, hello. However, also hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload on the channel. You make sure you get a little notification that'll be pinged to your phone or your email or whatever it is you use it to log into YouTube, and that way you can keep up to date on the videos. If you haven't already checked out our new career mode as well, the Celta Vigo career mode did go up a few days ago. We're now on episode 2 of that. Episode 3 coming out tomorrow, so make sure you check it out if you are interested in that one. It's quite a tough challenge, of course, playing in Spain. There's quite a lot of players and teams that are very good over there, especially Messi, Ronaldo, you know, those types of guys. So it's not going to be easy for us in Celta Vigo when we start that one, but for this one, the Road to Glory crew continues, and our Road to Glory ahead of us looks very, very good indeed. Still undefeated in the Premier League. We are 7 points clear of Bournemouth in second place, and we smashed PSG in today's episode 5-1. Big up the crew, boys, because I tell you what, that was sensational, and I thoroughly deserved that. I enjoyed it as well. Do you know that's the worst bit? I smashed them, and going forward, I felt like we could have scored more, but we only scored 5. I felt like we deserved, 6, 7 potentially, but There we go. That's it for today. I will see you all again at 4 p.m. tomorrow for yet another video. We're back to hopefully double uploads daily. I'm trying my best to get 2 out a day. So if you do enjoy that and appreciate it, a like would be greatly appreciated as well. Catch you all tomorrow, guys. Adios.